stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Welcome, evening audience and citizens, council. And get a little disclaimer. I'm going to attempt to let this technology work. I'm trying to run a meeting and run this at the same time, so be patient with me. Now, hopefully this will work. The ideal of what's behind me is all the papers and everything we're looking at. You as citizens can see what we're looking at also. We also have a copy of the podium if anybody wishes to look at the copy. But this is your tax money, this is your city. We're just here trying to run it as effectively as we can. So, alrighty, now that's out of the way. We do have regular council minutes from April 16th, 2024. I would like to entertain a motion. We do have a motion. We have a second. We have a second. Any changes? If there's not any, all in favor of approving the minutes as written, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That passes. Committee reports. How about, let's start with the right side here. Anybody on the right side? Fire?
Not right now, I'm gonna let,
Okay.
bypass me, I let that, last.
All right, well, let's take care of the committees real quick. Please?
Yes, we got a 2011 Dodge Charger that's gonna put up for sale. We'll get the stuff taken off of it, the decals taken off, and then we'll put it up for bid.
What year is that?
2011, that's our oldest vehicle.
It's basically just not good to have back on the street. Maintenance is going to be really costly, so it'd be better for us to sell it.
It's out the road.
Is that for a motion?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Motion.
We have a second. Discussions? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
That's all I have, other than closed session.
All right, we'll have a closed session afterward. Finance?
We will have a finance meeting on Friday at 1 o'clock, and we'll discuss budget.
Okay.
That's all I have. We don't have any numbers for this month yet.
Okay, how about street?
I'd like to have a little discussion on trying to raise our PO power for the street department. Instead of stopping at 500, I'd like to get it to run through the mayor up to 5,000. And I want to kind of hear what everybody has to say about that. This is our construction time. It'd be a lot easier for us all if we had that ability to, when we needed concrete, things like that, to just get it done in that manner. So, but we would still have it under control that we've had it under in the past. So, but instead of 3 signatures, we'd be looking at just the mayor approving it. Anybody got a comment?
For just concrete?
Well, the major expense is not just concrete. Anything. What else would you?
Equipment related repairs or anything that would be
Like trying to buy a tire.
purchasing, like grader tires. They're, well, depending on which one you get, they're anywhere
When
from
you buy
500 to
supplies like that
$1,000.
or repair parts, are you on COD, you have to pay right then?
Do what now?
You have to pay on time, right then.
No, most everything we get is charged.
Our current policy is to get approval prior to purchase though.
Yes,
That's our current
from the
city
mayor,
policy.
yes.
That would be what.
For the finance committee.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. 500 for the mayor and over 1,000
Correct.
finance committee.
That's across all the departments,
Yes.
and that's just the street. So.
Yeah. So this would be just for purchase of that type of stuff. And,
I can see concrete, because you're figuring it, need to place the order then, but I think we're setting a bad precedence if we open it up to other items.
I don't think anybody else is gonna run into this type of problem but the street department, is why I thought this way, because they're not purchasing major things at the moment. That's why I thought maybe we could do it with street. But what about, so we got asphalt, do we run in that situation with asphalt sometimes too?
Yes, our repairs for equipment, that's often over $1,000. Road grader tires, I need 4 of them, they're $500 a piece.
But we'd still be going through approval.
The mayor,
I'd like to table this till after the finance meeting Friday. Discuss that further.
I'll second that.
Okay, well, then we'll bring it to the next agenda, please. Is that fair?
That would be fine.
So currently, the policy stays as is. All right.
That's, we're also then, street department wise, we're trying to get things finalized with, Maine. isn't it?
Jackson.
Jackson.
I'm sorry, yeah, North Jackson. We're still under the same bid with that, everything's just the same, but we're not quite sure what's going on, so we're working on that. Hopefully have an answer for everybody next meeting. That's the main thing. That'll work.
What's going on there?
We're replacing the road, Joel Jackson.
Uh-huh.
But we got it on this.
The council approved it,
Okay.
6 weeks ago? Yeah.
Yeah, give us a little more details, please.
Basically, what's going on right now is, it was kinda late when we got all this done, so they're working at Briggs and Stratton right now. And he is, trying to get someone else to come work for him that has done it in the past, to see if he can come get him started on this now. Because he's gotta finish Briggs and Stratton, cause it's, kind of an ongoing thing. He works for them all the time, and kinda does stuff for us, but he's always up there doing something, so he kinda wants to keep that going.
If we change, we're gonna have to send it out for bid again. and all
Yes,
that. So we're
so he's trying to get
do
someone
that
to come in and do it under the same bid. He's gonna talk to him, he said, get back with me this week.
Okay.
So we should know something for sure by next meeting. Should know hopefully next week by what's gonna happen. If not, then we'll have to kinda hang out for him to finish Briggs and Stratton before he can come down here and do it, start on it.
Would you care to get if they have to wait on Briggs and Stratton, get a start date?
Yeah, that's what I called him
Anticipated
for
start
this
date.
time. Well, that's what I called him for this time, for a start date, to see if he had a closer idea, and he said he's still at Briggs, but he will talk to this guy and see if he can come do it and then get us a date as to when we can. Otherwise, he'll try to narrow something down as to when he'll be done at Briggs and Stratton.
So he took a sub.
He's going to try to get it, someone that's worked for him before he comes back,
Come back
Is
to
that
work.
to work for him, to do this job.
Is that for the demolition? of the
It's for the whole project.
Whole project?
And stormwater too.
Yeah.
Storm drains.
It's an employee that's worked for him in the past. He's just not there now, and he's on the site, see if he would be interested in coming back to work for him to do this project.
I'll encourage the council to support that move if he can get this employee to come back.
He's done a lot of our work in town, and they do a good job.
Mayor, while you're up here, would you want to update us on the right acres, the completed, I don't think we've,
We're waiting on the engineer.
no, I mean the completed road.
Oh, yeah, it's finished and looks good, and it's not holding water so far. So far, we're doing good out there.
So that's the 2 contracts we approved and left.
Still waiting for the engineering so we can finish
Yeah.
all the other.
All that is.
Unfortunately, those were not really bad flood areas, so they weren't really known to hold water a lot anyway, but they aren't now, so they're good. And a lot of people they did their driveways before they did the road, so a lot of people got their driveways done out there.
At their cost.
Yeah, no, that was one of the things.
I know that, I just want to make sure it was that.
No, either before or after, and they said they were gonna do the driveways before, that way they wouldn't have to turn on the road getting in and out of the driveways. They just come out, they did all the driveways at the cost of the people there, and then, did the road afterwards. It's all finished, other than we're waiting on the engineers now to come up with a plan to get started with that, and, Jackson, Ronnie Road, and, Providence.
Ronnie Road, are we waiting to get engineering before we do anything else out there on that road? Because it's got some pretty good holes in it.
No, we can go grade that. We have, well, no, we can go grade it. We've been grading it.
I think we're
He
gonna
went
have
out
to
there
put
like a
material
week or
in.
so ago, but it's been kind of raining a whole lot. He was out there last week, wasn't he? Yeah, he graded last week, so it's just probably got bad again with all the rain. When it dries up enough, we'll try to get him out there. We got concrete set up tomorrow and pour Thursday, so possibly Thursday afternoon, we maybe turn him loose. Get out there. We've been making the rounds, right acres, and he starts out there and finishes up on Ronnie Road, so. That's all I've got. You don't have any more?
Well, that's all the committees. Do you have anything for street? I mean,
No,
something?
that's all we have.
Got a question, Debbie?
Oh, I mean, just a compliment, actually. I noticed that there's new sidewalks going in around town where there were some really dilapidated, beat up, broken walks, and they look really good.
We're trying.
They look good.
Trying to get, trying to focus on some of the areas that will go around and just walking the trail that we're trying to look at, around college and,
Yes, before you
Look
get
good.
that looking good, cleaning them off. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Keith.
Oh, you may, okay. I've got that, man, I've got that, apology. The chamber.
First of all, I want to thank so many of you guys for coming out to the chamber banquet last week. It was good to see you out there. Hopefully it was informative of some of the things that we actually do. Tonight, on behalf of the Chamber's Tourism Committee, we're requesting allocation of funds for our last 2 print ads for the fiscal year. One of those will be a full-page ad in Missouri, or Show Me Missouri Magazine. The other will be a quarter-page ad in Missouri Live. The total cost for the city on that would be $1,137.50. That dollar amount is actually 50% of the total ad price. The other 50% has already been approved for payment by the state of Missouri with our marketing matching grant. So those have not been designed or anything yet, but one of those will have time to advertise the $100 yard sale. And the other, we're looking at kind of an agriculture tourism thing. So just want to get that allocated before they run.
That comes out of tourism tax, correct?
Yes.
So we'll need a motion to make that happen.
Motion.
Motion?
Second.
We have a second? Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
The second thing, I know the Finance Committee should be aware of this, and a couple of other you guys have talked about. This is about the American Flag Project that goes through town from Memorial Day to Labor Day. As I'm learning as I go here, it's been explained to me that in the past, the Board of Public Works will say how many new flags and poles they need. The chamber will order them, and the city will either reimburse us or just pay for them outright. So this year, because of the weather last year, so many of them got destroyed. They need 81 American flags and 76 flagpoles, which will be $2,839.03 from Baker Farm and Hardware, who we have used in the past. So I brought this up initially because I thought that's a large amount of money, and going back through previous years, it seems to be between $1,000 and $3,000 every year. Unfortunately, in getting a quote for this year's project, the flags just got ordered. So they were ready for pickup, and the reason this didn't make it into your packets is because I wanted to try to find a solution. There is a 20% restocking fee if some of them were to be sent back, if you would like to scale down this project. In the past, it's gone basically from Harps to the hospital area there. So we had talked about potentially just kind of focusing it around downtown.
Well, let's, with them already being ordered, we kind of bypassed the role of the Finance Committee. You know, I prefer to go to the Finance Committee, but they have been ordered and they're sitting and waiting. So I'm afraid we're gonna need to bring it up tonight, under the gun a little bit. I don't like doing that, but
Well, and,
it's a good addition to our town.
and in his defense, he asked for a quote.
Yes, oh yes, I understand. And it's, I'm not just you, Rick. I just,
Is it the same quality flags that we had before in the past, or is it a better quality?
They'll be the same, they've not raised the prices any, and that's another option that we had thought of before I found out that these actually were ordered already. Was just
Yeah, I would
to
like
buy
to see a
fewer
better,
but buy
better,
higher quality.
better quality, because we had those issues in the past. We either need to upgrade the quality of the flags, or maybe the time frame that we put them out.
well, they go from now to November,
I know.
so that's a long time.
Yeah, they go from Memorial Day to Labor Day, it's Labor Day.
November, isn't it? To Veterans Day.
Veterans Day, excuse me. stand
Do we
corrected.
get the kind that don't wrap around themselves? I don't know what the type.
Too late
name-
now, they've already been.
No, I know, but I mean,
That's the problem.
for future consideration, I know the one I have at my house, it's some kind of gizmo, so it doesn't like get all wrapped up, which I think might keep it from deteriorating. It just spins.
Swivels around the
Yes.
pole.
I talked with Christian about this earlier today. We're gonna look at this before we do anything after this year. So, we're kind of stuck where we're
Right.
at this point, but we're gonna address that before this comes up next year.
I've talked to a few different people. The best solution that I can think of for this year is just to kind of bite the bullet, purchase these, and if we want to scale back, just hold some of these in reserve, and then next year,
Yeah, we
use
can do that.
those to replace these, and not be out any money next year, and just, in the time, kind of phase out these versions of the flags as we slowly get higher quality ones.
Or you could do it a shorter time frame.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You know,
Yeah.
from Labor Day to Memorial Day, or Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Mhm.
Spray during the summer, and then you put them away for Labor Day and you get them out next year. It's 3 or 4 months compared to 6 to 9 months.
Mhm. That's totally
Yeah.
your decision.
I think that needs to be a decision of the council. If you want to shorten the timeframe, have the utility shorten it. Wouldn't that be fair? That the council can
Well,
dictate
it makes
that?
sense because we have our dedication Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, correct.
Mhm.
So that's when it ends.
Memorial,
Basically. Memorial. Yeah. No? Yeah,
And we have, we'll have
Memorial Day.
memorial service,
that's right.
on the 27th.
That's right.
So, we'd like for that to have to be up by then.
Then it go down.
Well, the problem this whole time has been kind of time frame because they want to put these out basically next week,
Yeah.
to have them. They do them over several days, so. to make sure
Well,
how-
let's entertain a motion to purchase and a time frame that you all feel is appropriate. Are you all good with the Memorial Day to Labor Day, or you want to leave them out the full time?
Do we vote and then we have discussion, or, because I have a comment about that ending date?
If we get a motion and second, then we can comment all we want to.
Okay.
I think, I make a motion
Motion to,
from,
The purchase.
to purchase, for the purchase, yes.
from,
And for the dates, move from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
okay, do we have a second on that motion?
I'll second it.
We have a second.
Okay, the only thing about taking them down Labor Day is that's before the fair, when we have a lot of people coming to town. And I think the flags look very attractive throughout the
Good point.
city, you know, and that's a time when we have a lot more people coming in. So maybe after the fair then, I don't know.
Well, if you leave them out that long, might as well leave them out for veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
No, seriously, it'd be,
Yeah.
it's fine with me.
Back to square one.
I'm good with that.
Let's just leave
Could
them.
we
for
Leave it
the
like
same
this,
time frame.
and
compromise
Jan,
on what Christian was
where do we
saying
pay
instead of
for the
going
flags
for?
at?
just let everybody, just let,
Well, one thing we need to find out is where the money's coming out of when we, if it's
I don't
budgeted.
remember, I remember paying it, I remember, you know, I paid it the last 2 years, and I can't remember if it's tourism or a different thing.
Councilman Carter was trying to make a
Yes.
statement here.
I'm sorry.
We compromise a little bit. I'm not talking about the date, I'm talking about the area. And kind of leave it up to Christian to decide on how many, work with City Like Gas and Water, and decide how many flags are still good, and how many we actually need, but then shorten the distance, maybe not start all the way at Harts, but still start towards the west end and go to the east end, but shorten the distance, and then we can still keep a few flags in.
That's what he and I talked about earlier today. Not taking them as far through town.
My thought was,
They're
like,
good.
First Baptist Church past downtown to like where Mackie Mooray's is roughly, if you want to scale back the project.
We'll have time after we get these done, what we can decide to do on the distance of them.
Well, you know, I think we're probably gonna have to buy new flags next year anyway, based on
So
this
use
history.
this.
So let's just do it and have it look nice. I mean,
good,
we're
I
talking
think
about
that-
under
yeah.
$3,000, maybe we can
Yeah.
afford this.
we can afford it, that's not a problem there.
Yep, we're gonna,
So we want to do the full distance.
Yes.
Do the full distance, just do as is. Is that, if that's good for your motion?
I'm good with it.
So the motion on the floor is to purchase the flags for the 2,000, I got the number,
$839.
$839.
Oh, three.
Oh, you have a second on that motion? All right, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. I apologize for the confusion this year. Next year would be good to have those numbers earlier to be able to take to a finance committee meeting before they need to be
That'd be great.
declared.
That'd be great. The finance committee, would you all care to, as long as council's happy with it, there's no objections, you all dictate where the money will come from?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Everybody go with council, any objections to that?
And Chris, did you not have a birthday?
I did.
Yes.
Last weekend.
Happy
Birthday.
Anybody tells him when my birthday is, I'm gonna kill you.
All right, Mr. Chief.
Oh,
Do you have something?
I don't think we approved the minutes from the last meeting yet.
We did.
I'm sorry, okay, I just,
That's very beginning.
I didn't check. I'm so sorry.
So I just want to talk a little bit, just real briefly about our weather chances we got coming in tomorrow. Look right before coming over here, and we're in a moderate risk. I look for that potentially to go up to high risk tomorrow. If it does, I'll go notify the city council when we'll potentially have a meeting. If not, we will have a weather briefing tomorrow at 11 a.m. with the National Weather Service in Memphis. And shortly after that, I will send an email out to all the council, letting you guys know what the findings were there. There is a chance for some severe weather late tonight, possibly between 10 and 12 midnight. And then there'll be a little scattered showers in the morning. We're looking for tomorrow to be somewhere, as of right now, which timing can change, but as of right now, we're looking somewhere around 4 to 5 o'clock when it's going to start. Should be moved out to midnight. So again, tomorrow could be a major thing. It could be all modes of severe weather, including heard up to baseball-sized hail and some long-lived tornadoes. So we'll just have to pray that doesn't happen. I was also asked to inform the new councilmen and those that may not know, and even the citizens, how do we set off our tornado sirens? And those actually are called outdoor sirens. A lot of people, and I've heard this through the years, and I'm sure Mr. Carter's heard the same thing, but we can't hear them in our house. Outdoor sirens are just that. They're meant to be heard outdoors. And the way we set those off, if it's daytime, we typically wait until we have a ground truth, because as the old saying is, cry wolf, you set them off and nothing happens. And, nobody's going to listen to it. So that's typically what we do during the daytime. We try to get some ground truth on that from a trained spotter or law enforcement agent. And then at night, we tend to rely more on radar and the National Weather Service. So if they go off at night, if the tornado sirens or outdoor sirens go off, it's because we either spotted it visually or it is radar indicated through the National Weather Service. So don't take it lightly. That's not the time to be out trying to chase it and see what you can see, because it is set off for a reason. One more thing, Mayor, and again, I won't run this too long, but I think sometimes we tend to forget any type of watch. That just means that conditions are favorable for that type of weather, whether it's tornado watch or thunderstorm. And then the warning means that it's happening right then. And the reason I say that, a lot of times we think, oh, it's just a thunderstorm watch or a thunderstorm warning. It's not that big a deal. It's not a tornado. They have scaled things up a little bit, and now in a thunderstorm warning, they will put a tag in there of a possible tornado. Well, that doesn't go out over your weather radios, and it doesn't come across your app. Unless you're a weather geek like some of us in this room, you're not going to know that. And that's where tornadoes come from, or thunderstorms. So don't take thunderstorm warnings lightly. You still need to be mindful, where you're going to take shelter and those type of things. So, and Randy, did you have anything else you want to touch on?
Just follow up on that. A watch means you need to be watching. It's not just something that, pay attention. Sure, watches come out and the weather will be just like this, but you need to be paying attention. You need to be watching your TV, having a radio handy, your National Weather Service radio or something handy. That's the time you need to be getting ready. Once the warning sirens go off, once you get an alert on your phone, you are already be someplace that's safe. Right then, you need to be not getting ready to go.
That's right.
And that's unfortunately, or fortunately around here, it's been so long since we've had a tornado really seriously in this area. Crothersville, Marmaduke all the way to Crothersville, I mean, we've had the ones come across Leachville and up, you know, but it hadn't affected us right here. It's been too long, and people aren't taking it seriously. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Is the FEMA shelter, is that new building
So
intended for this type of
it
situation?
is, but I will tell you disclaimer on the city of Kennett. We have nothing to do with that FEMA shelter. I would direct all questions and comments to the school staff, because they're the ones that open it, they have full control over that thing. I will also tell you that if you have Facebook, make sure and follow the City of Kennett Emergency Management Facebook page. I do my very best to keep that updated, but as y'all know, I mean, I wear other hats and sometimes get busy, and there is a disclaimer that's put on that Facebook page. You know, don't rely on that for watches and warnings, because obviously I get busy doing other things in other jobs, so.
So is the school getting all the information y'all are getting?
Yes, or they should.
They have access to it.
They have access.
Okay.
And just so the council will know, if this ramps up the way that I think that it has the potential to tomorrow, and some of the council was at my last meeting that we had like this, and these don't happen very often, but I will invite the school to those, or at bare minimum, I will call them and let them know kind of the timing. And I tend to do that, especially if I know that there's school activities going on anywhere in the county, and there's supposedly bad weather. I try to get some type of timing, because we don't want people out driving back from a ball game or something like that in bad weather. And I mean, obviously that's the school's, you know, whatever school it may be, that's up to them whether they're going to cancel or continue on with the thing, but I at least try to give them the information they can.
Chief, if I can interrupt you.
Yeah.
Tornado watch, not from Kennett area, Duncan County, but it's close to Poplar Bluff and Buck. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, look at the weather, folks, you know. I don't know what it is up there, but, you know, they've just gone under tornado watch.
Yeah. I kind of suspected that. And again, I really thought it would be further south. But, you know, there again, and the mayor shut me up anytime we get ready to talk about this all
I
night.
might grab that hand.
But, so, yes, so is Butler County on the tornado watch? So you're talking about 50 miles from that tornado watch box. Well, that's us. No, we're not technically under the watch, but that goes 50 miles radius around it. So we need to be mindful, even though it's not here, so. Anyway, anything else?
I'd like to thank you guys for taking that and, you know, looking over the community like you do, because I know I see some of your posts you put out, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you, Chief, really, I really appreciate it.
Did you get that information on that flag? Last year it was.
Oh, you did?
Yes, you know, I used from Encyclopedia Britannica to instant Google. $1,521.30 last year to Baker Farm and Hardware. We wrote it out of tourism tax fund.
Okay. I'll make a motion, we take it out of tourism tax this year as well.
Okay, we can do that. And we heard a second from Mr. Palmer. Discussion? Motion on the floor is $1,500 from, or $2,839. Yes. Out of
3 cents.
Yeah, 3 cents.
And
Not
3
good enough to
cents,
get
that's
the
right.
number right in the first place. Out of tourism. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, so, May, anything you want to need to discuss? No? Chief? All right, that covers all the departments. Let's see, moving into new business, I like to open up a little discussion, if there are any discussion to be had. You should have committee assignments for this year. Every year, my role is to put people in committees. Your role is to make sure you're happy with the committees as they are. I will say there's 2 less committees on there. I know the department committees will be filled. I wanted to get council's opinion, whether to just leave it as a what's on the sheet, or to include the two other committees. And those two other are the senior citizen and the HR committee. So I just want to open the floor up to the council. If there's not gonna be anything, we'll just move on to the next subject.
I have a question of the department heads.